This is an Outdoors Delmarva online exclusive.
Daniel, what a beautiful day for a Renaissance Festival.
Oh my goodness, we got so lucky, so blessed with such gorgeous weather for the Delaware Renaissance Faire, and I'm excited for it.
All right, let's talk about a little bit about the Renaissance Faire here in Delaware, because it's relatively new as far as Renaissance festivals go.
Absolutely. This is only our third season, our second full season. We did one weekend in our first season back in 2022, and we went to 3 weekends last year, and we had so many sellout days, and so we're back again.
And it's a pretty neat location here in Townsend.
Oh my goodness gracious, Fireblaze Lloyd is so cool. I mean, the people who run it are absolutely amazing, and you know, veterans, which my father was a Marine in Vietnam, and so I got a soft spot in my heart, and really just really awesome grounds and just beautiful place for us to kind of create this sandbox that we're living in right now.
What kind of response have you gotten year after year after year going into this year?
Well, I think with us, the big thing was that we always try to make things better every year. You know, whether it's whether it's more acts that we have from around the country, more amazing craft vendors, or we include new activities for the patrons. You know, people love what we bring. They love the imagination of it, and there's the Renaissance side of it. There's the historical side, but there's also the fantasy element that we try to bring in. That really helps.
And talking about bringing in, I know that I've been to several Renaissance festivals across the country, and you see the same performers traveling to these Renaissance fairs, and you actually, if you go to these places, you start to become friends with them. It's like, hey, I saw you last year in Maryland, or I saw you in Georgia, or I saw you in California. What kind of family bond are you guys forming with the people that are coming to see you?
So I've been lucky enough that I've been performing Renaissance fairs since I was 14 years old, and in that time, you know, it's funny when you do a stage show, because I'm a magician, fire eater. That's what I do here is Celtic magic, and when you're doing that, you know, you get people who come back to your show, and so they'll come up and they'll bring up this 10-year-old kid and go, I was 10 when I first saw you perform, and now I'm bringing my 10-year-old daughter back to this fair, and I saw you at a fair in New York, I saw you in Connecticut or Pennsylvania, and we wanted to come here to Delaware and see you folks, and that's the kind of stuff that you get. And these are amazing, wonderful people, whether they dress up or not. There's folks who've seen us time and time again who dress in regular clothing. They never get dressed up, but they just love coming to these events, these festivals.
And it's an atmosphere that you can just come, you can relax, you can be yourself, or you can be whoever you want. And you can do so without the leering eye of the general public.
Oh yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, the big thing with this is that, you know, we're all weird. You know, you're not going to be weirder than anybody who works here. So you're allowed to, like, not just let your freak flag fly, but also let that creative energy. You know, there's folks who are chain mailers here, who do, you know, blacksmithing, who do glass blowing, who make mead, and, you know, all these folks who are making all these different things, and just that creativity is just so inspiring that, you know, I mean, there's a lot of vendors here who started off as people who walked into the festival first time. They said, oh wow, look at that, look at that, look at that, and they decided, like, I feel like I could craft something, and they do, and now they're here, you know, so it's great.
Yeah, it really is, and the crafts here are some genuine handmade stuff. This is not something that is coming off of a boat. Absolutely.
Yeah, this is all stuff people make, you know, who are on site. We've got so many amazing craft vendors. One of my really great friends who's a vendor here is a leather worker who was just somebody who acted in the fair for years, and then realized he had a knack for making leather goods. And that's Goblin Works Leather, who's here with us. And they just suddenly grew into this amazing business because they just got inspired by other leather workers, you know. And I get to meet so many amazing folks across the country and even around the world. I've performed internationally, and the medieval and Renaissance performers and crafters are just, there's nobody like them, really.
And it's not just crafts. You've got live entertainment.
Absolutely.
Different shows, whether it's musicians or, like yourself, a fire eater.
And that's right, I'm a fire eater and a magician. We've got jugglers, we've got sideshow performers, belly dancers, musicians of all different types, where it's just a cappella singing, or it's folks with instruments. We've got sword fight shows, comedy shows. We are the last bastion. For a long time, Renaissance Fair is the last bastion of vaudeville style entertainment. You couldn't go, nowadays burlesque things are kind of gain in popularity, but for all ages, family vaudeville, you're not really going to see that anywhere else but a Renaissance Fair.
And with them typically happening in the fall, it's a great time for people to get out there. You're going to walk around. You're not going to sweat and die.
Absolutely.
You can walk around and just enjoy the day, enjoy the weekend, meet some new people that you probably would never normally meet, and hopefully form some lifelong friendships where you get to see each other year after year after year.
Absolutely. We hope to come back many, many years. That, Delaware, we didn't know why there wasn't a Renaissance Fair in Delaware. We were worried the first time we ever did it, we were going to find out why. But honestly, the response has just been overwhelmingly positive, and everyone's been so wonderful here. The crowds are amazing. Yesterday, I was doing a show, and in the middle of my show, I do a gag where I sing, I've had the time of my life. The entire audience, unprompted, sang the chorus. The audience did. This is like 150 people singing the chorus. I was dying. I loved it so much. But that's, again, we're outdoors, we're enjoying the space. People just, they're allowed to just have some fun and forget about the problems of the outside world for a little bit, because you know what? There's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and no matter what it is, no matter what your views are, your opinions are, your ideas, if you're just accepting of people, this is the place for you, and that's a very broad audience, and that's what we're hoping for.
So when people are trying to make their arrangements to come here, how do they do that?
They can go online to delafaire.com, that's DELAFAIRE.com, and they can buy tickets online.
Okay. And they'll find out how long the fair is open for.
Absolutely.
And I believe that's going through Veterans Day weekend?
It is going through Veterans Day weekend, including Veterans Day Monday, and we're open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day, so that way when the time shifts over because of daylight savings time, we're still going to get out of there before it gets dark.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'm looking forward to walking around, and you do have a turkey leg around here somewhere.
Oh,
right?
We absolutely do. A fantastic turkey leg. You're going to love it.
I am going to love it, and that's why I showed up this morning. That's why I put pants
Big
on.
club of meat, yes.
Yes, indeed. Daniel, thank you very much for taking time, man.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you, man.
All right.